How are you doing, Mr. Michael Brown?
Damien, I'm doing great. A little cold out there today.
Yes.
January is the coldest month of the year in Virginia Beach. We average 35 degrees. But hey, it's not that cold if you go to other part. If we were in Central Virginia, they're about to get hammered with snow. So
Again?
we live in the best place in the world. The storms come, the hurricanes come, and they go, no, I'm going to go make a right.
Yeah.
The snowstorms come, and they kind of pass us this way. We got it made.
We had a beautiful New Year's, a beautiful Christmas. It always is. It's like T-shirt weather around that time. And
You know, we're going to get one day it's going to hit 70 this month. Everybody's going to be at the beach in a sweatshirt and shorts. And
I think we'll have a week straight like we do typically every year. Typically, it's around this time. The middle of January, we have our big snowstorm, which we haven't had yet. Looking at the 5-year almanac.
My daughter wants that. She loves staying home from school.
Yeah.
You get an inch in the side roads and you got no school.
It's true. I could deal with it for maybe 1 week, but any more than that,
I'm not mad. I had a nice holiday break, so nice. I'm charged up for the new year, and I'm happy. We're here on Saturdays now, live, so I'm excited about talking to the Saturday 7:90 a.m. Audience. If you're putting around your house, turn the volume up. We're going to be in for an exciting hour. If you've never heard my show, again, my name is Michael Brown. I own United Funding Corporation. I am a creative real estate solutions specialist. My company, I'm going to read you my mission here, so to speak. We serve Hampton Roads community for the last 20-plus years with creative solutions. We help sellers with situations. That's our specialty. If you're a seller, right now the market's on fire. We're going to talk about that as we always do. But if you ever have a situation, you're behind on payments, or you inherited a house that needs renovation and you're trying to sell it for top dollar, if you're a military family, and this is all too common in a normal real estate market, not the rocket ship market we're in right now, that many of our military family members, and thank you for your service, they might buy a house here thinking they're going to be stationed 8 years. And Uncle Sam says, guess what? I changed my mind. You're going to Guam. You're going to San Diego or Japan or someplace. I've heard the story many times. And sometimes you go to sell that house that has a VA loan. Well, you have to have enough equity in your home to pay the fees and commissions and so forth. And then we also help buyers with credit issues. You can buy a home even if you don't have perfect credit. You might have a limited selection, but there's homes out there you can get with seller financing. If you're a new investor and you've always wanted I want to learn to flip houses, well, I have a program for that. If you're an accredited investor and you know who you are and you're looking for some cash flow investments, you want that Wall Street return without the Wall Street risk. Maybe you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s, and you got to put your money in safe stuff because you don't want to lose the principal. Warren Buffett said the number one rule of investing: never lose money. So there's safe ways to invest if you're a qualified and accredited investor. So we're going to be giving a number out. My direct number is 438-3838. You can call me. I can't pick up while I'm live on the radio, but you'll get my service. They'll ask you if you're a buyer or seller, just what category you think you're in. They'll send me a message. And I'm probably going to be calling people back today because I got some family plans, but Monday, Tuesday, maybe a few calls on Monday on King Day. And then Tuesday, I'll be back in the office. And we're going to do some live calls, hopefully, 627-7979. So
light up those lines.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you got any questions, call us. I don't care, buyer, seller, investor. Unhappy landlords. We're helping a lot of unhappy landlords right now, Damien. As you know, the government overstepped in. The government has overstepped in again, and they're giving landlords such a hassle, and they're almost helping tenants. They have this new form you have to send out. Basically, it's a tenant a list of ways they can screw the landlord by telling a little white lie because it's in their best interest. And it's sad. I was talking to a good friend of mine, Scott. He's been on the air with you before. And he says, it's ridiculous. If what they should do at the courthouse, and I'm talking to my landlords, we're just going to hug each other for it now. And basically, if a tenant can't pay and there's a government program, the government should have a representative outside the courtroom. If I get a judgment for $3,000 for the last 2 payments, I should be able to go out, and if the government wants to help that person, he should go sign a form, and I'll show them the lease or whatever the paperwork is, and the government should cut me a check for the 2 months if they want them to stay in my house. They shouldn't penalize me because think about it.
Give them a tax credit or something. That's fine.
Just cut me the check. If you want to let them stay in my house, pay us. Don't make me suffer and then chase them down and then then I have to get them to fill out forms for you to give me a check, and they don't want to sign the forms. They're avoiding me. I love America. by far, and I'm not a USA basher. I'm not red, blue. It's red, white, and blue, baby, for me. It says USA and everybody's jersey. We got to remember that, people. That's a whole other conversation we're not getting into. But the government is supposed to work for the people, all the people. And it's not fair that the landlords, and most landlords have one or two houses. They're just trying to have a couple more Social Security checks into retirement by getting homes paid for. So my heart goes out to the landlords. If you're a landlord, give me a call. I can tell you about my Be the Bank program, and I've helped landlords with 50 houses, 100 houses. And, a lot of times, I'm thinking about retiring. I'm like, why would you give up the cash flow? And I show them a better way where you make more money, do less work, almost do no work, because not a partnership. I don't charge fees, but there's a way we can do business together where you're going to be like, wow, I wish I had known about this 10 years ago. So, again, 438-3838 is my direct number. I think we got a caller now, but 627-7979.
That's right. Call us now. Light up the lines. Ask Michael Brown your questions for absolutely free, and then also you can get a consultation off the air at 438-3838 or go to the website unitedfundingcorp.com. And I'll tell you how you can get a copy of his free book as well. We're here until 11 o'clock this morning on this fine Saturday, so join us. 627-7979, just like Perry on the Eastern Shore. Good morning, Perry. How are you?
Good morning. How's everybody doing today?
Doing well, Perry. Thanks for the call. How can I help you today?
Michael, you just had mentioned a qualified accredited investor.
Yes.
I invest in stocks and bonds and so forth, but can you tell me how that loops into the real estate market?
Absolutely. So I'm trying to think. I know Warren Buffett, and don't quote me if I'm misquoting here, but my understanding, Warren only buys stocks that pay a dividend, because Warren wants to put his capital to work. He wants immediately to see a cash flow from his capital. So when I meet somebody, and depends if I'm at the country club and somebody says, what do you do? I tell them I'm a cash flow investor. I want to put capital to work, and I want it to start sending me its friends right away. And I want to make sure my capital is preserved. The beauty, Perry, of let's compare buying a stock. Let's say you buy a $100 stock, and maybe it pays a dividend, but you can't pay $100 for the stock. You have to pay $100 plus a fee. Wall Street, they should call Wall Street fee, because Wall Street charges fees when you're coming, fees when you're going. Discount fees are still fees. 401ks have about 4 different fees when you add in the mutual fund management fees and all these other fees. And so that's why you buy low load mutual funds, but they still have a load. It's a low load. If you buy real estate, you don't pay any fees on the purchase. You pay when you sell real estate if you use a professional, a real estate agent to list it. So let's say, I'll give you an example. What if you could buy, let's say you had $60,000 and you could buy $100,000 worth of stock. That would be a great deal, wouldn't it?
By all means.
So you can do that in real estate. You can buy a house, say, for I've done this. I'll give you a real life example. We bought the last house we bought. We paid about $45,000 for it. Little 2-bedroom, 1 bath. It's what I call a little milk carton. Built in the 40s, out in Suffolk. Nothing fancy, right? It was being rented for $1,000 a month. We have another $10,000 invested. We put a roof on it because the roof needed to be replaced. We finished wrapping the wood trim. The landlord had made it livable on the inside. He had already done the kitchen, renovated, basic kitchen. It's a rental, just has to function. And he had baseboard electric, not even central heat and air. He gave the tenants had a AC unit and had 1 bathroom that had been renovated too. So I have a credit investor funding partner. He funded the whole $55,000. And I have an arrangement with him where he basically gets about 2/3 of the cash flow. I get 1/3 of the cash flow. He's making low double digits rate cash on cash return. We're selling the house for $116,000. We got $6,000 down. We're getting not $1,000. We're getting a $1,095 per month. So that's the beauty of real estate. He has equity on top of his capital. And I'm going to give you something else the water gets deeper to make this even better. You cannot build that house for $116,000. You can't build a house in Hampton Roads for $116,000. The dirt and material will cost you way more than that before you even put the labor into it. So I play Monopoly. I don't buy the cheapest houses. I buy at that first corner, but I'm a cherry picker. So, I have accredited investors that they're getting in line. I have a team of, so when the going gets good, I'm going to grab as many deals as I can for me and my partners. But I'm going to pause here because I don't want this to turn into a full accredited investor show. I like to talk to everybody. But give me a call, Perry, or even text me, Perry, and the word accredited investor. I'll send you a hidden link on my website just for you, and you can watch a little animated video. You can download a little PowerPoint presentation. If you like what you see, just give me a call. We'll have lunch. We'll meet in my office, your office, whatever. We'll get to know each other, because I'm not offering this to the world. This is not a cattle call by any means. I only do business with people that I like. I like you so far. You seem like a nice guy. Maybe you won't like me. I don't know. Let's get to know each other. But
great guy yourself.
I appreciate it, Perry. I appreciate it, man. Hey, stay healthy. Keep getting wealthy, buddy. You're already wealthy if you're a credit investor, and God bless you and your family.
All the best. Thanks.
Take care, man.
Thanks, Perry, and enjoy that beautiful Eastern Shore. 10:20 here on this Saturday morning.
I love the Eastern Shore.
Yeah, man.
I'm from New Jersey, and I go up and down the Eastern Shore to see my folks. They're in their 80s, and I have to.
You can never tell you're from New Jersey.
No,
I like you.
From Jersey.
That's
from
why.
Jersey.
I like you. I'd never know.
I know what good bread tastes like, man. I tell you, they got the best bread up there.
You know how to make U-turns, I guess.
Yes.
You can pump your own fuel.
Oh yeah. I've been making red rights for the longest time. But so. When I go, I got an Eastern Shore thing. So a little shout out. I always do a restaurant or something. If you're on the Eastern Shore, there's a place called the Great Machapungo Clam Shack. It's about 30 minutes once you get over the bridge on the left. Used to be a Burger King. The Eastern Shore produces the sweetest little neck clams in the world. If you find better ones, please somebody tell me where I got to fly to get them. But they're so good. And my dad and I. And they're inexpensive because you're getting right from the people who go shuck the clams. I can't go home to New Jersey without bringing clams for my dad. And for some other, it says Just Seafood, not Just Seafood, it says now, but it's the Great Machapungo Clam Shack. And you can have lunch there and so forth. And they also, if you like smoked sausage, they have a smoked pork and alligator sausage. This is my favorite sausage. It's frozen. They got it in the frozen. What is, seafood is pork and alligator sausage. Anyway, that's my restaurant shout out. I'll give one next week too, or the next show.
Worth a little trip north.
If you're going north, but I love Cape Charles. You go there; it's a sleepy little village. They got the beach. It's like a giant swimming pool. My wife doesn't know how to swim. She claims to, but she doesn't know how to swim. And we live on a lake, so she won't get near the dock. So I know she doesn't know how to swim. She keeps saying she does. She took lessons, but show me, honey. But anyway, I love you. So we go to Eastern Shore, though. She won't go to get in the beach. She's not a pool person. She won't anybody dunking or splashing. But we went to the Eastern Shore, and her and my daughter, I couldn't get them out the water. They were just out there, and you could sit in 2 feet of water, and it was just beautiful. And I said, hey, I'm starting to burn up. We got to get out of here, but I can't wait to go back.
Cape Charles is a cool little spot.
An hour from my house. I'm on the other side of Virginia. An hour, and you can go for a day.
It changes everything. It's like driving into Carolina from Virginia Beach, but just instantly. As soon as you get over the bridge.
And it's not touristy. Carolina's great.
And the bridge is beautiful. Let's put it that way.
Hey, I don't mind paying the fee because it's worth it. So
it is so worth it.
Look, we forgot to talk about the state of the market.
That was my next question.
It's Saturday. I'm in a casual mood here.
And just a reminder for people just joining us, because people might just be getting along. We're live this hour. We have Mr. Michael Brown here until 11 o'clock with his Creative Real Estate Solutions team. So whether you're upside down in your house's value, if you've been thinking about selling and you don't really know what to do, or you need another solution, there's so many different options when it comes to real estate. It's not just buying and selling. There's so many different solutions. Talk to the man who knows them, Mr. Michael Brown and his Creative Real Estate Solutions team. You can join us live on the air this hour. And don't be shy. Change your name if you need to, but your question will help out other people. So please join us this morning, 627-7979, or call Michael directly. Call 438-3838. That's 438-3838. Call him directly, and he'll get in touch with you with his Creative Real Estate Solutions team, and they'll take good care of you. Now, Michael, I'd like to ask you about the state of the market, kind of the state of the union. What's going on right now? Because we're in weird times.
It is crazy, and we're still in the same cycle. I mean, you hear all this stuff about Wall Street and the government, using printed money to hold this economy together with Band-Aids. We're way overdue for a market adjustment. I would say prior to COVID, we were due for a market adjustment, based on the past cycles, and it's always the same, but it's always different. It's always something, but what's the same is things get bad, and then, there's opportunity at the bottom. That's why, I did the shout out to Perry, accredited investor. Thanks for the call again, Perry. But where the market is right now, it's on fire. And Virginia Beach in particular, and just an underlying fact, the last boom that ended in 2008, Virginia Beach was the second to last market in the country to stop going up. Now, why is that? First of all, Virginia Beach is great value. And when I say great value, you have to compare it to other parts of the country. Now, we're on the East Coast. So, when people retire from, say, the Boston Metro, the New York tri-state area Metro, where I'm from, the Philadelphia Metro, and Washington, D.C., there's a lot of high-end real estate north of us, right, where people can retire. And the traditional move is go all the way to Florida. Oh, it's great weather. But it's really hot in Florida. You know, my father's mentor had a house in Florida, and he had one in Vermont. He went to Vermont in the summer, which no one there. It's beautiful. They would go. My dad would go every summer. And anyway, but nowadays, with global warming, whatever you want to call it, climate change, it's even hotter in Florida. So I think more and more people are saying, well, do I really want to be that far? My kids are still up in the Northeast or, D.C. area, and you want your kids to visit you. Well, what's the first nice resort town on the East Coast? Ocean City's nice, but it's just a resort town. It's not a place to live. They don't have they don't have tall buildings. You can't go out to a fancy restaurant and go to the beach or go to Carolina or go to Eastern Shore or go to Busch Gardens. We're a
nice to visit. You might not want to live there.
Exactly. It's a weekend or a couple weeks, a month maybe, but here you could live here, have a great life, make friends, continue your profession. And that money from the equity from the homes up there, you come down here like, wow, I can either get what I had for less or I could upgrade and get more. I'm like, I couldn't, I had a friend, my cousin, she went all the way to Atlanta. They bought this beautiful home, but Atlanta, another place that's burning hot and there's no beaches there, and she loves it because she got this dream house. Her and her husband, I'm like, it's just two of you. What do you need 4,000 square feet? But it was so affordable, they couldn't help themselves. But anyway, this is the destination. So the other beauty of Hampton Roads we have one of the most stable economies in the country, maybe the world. Uncle Sam, somebody told me, takes a crap on the 1st and 15th, and he's crapping out money. All those government checks to the military, they're guaranteed. If you got a pension from the federal government, don't worry, you'll always get paid. They can print money. State, county, those pensions, we've seen the city of Detroit went bankrupt. So
and all the civilian contractors to boot.
You took the words out of my mouth. And then all that government money. People retire from the military with the top secret clearance. They're working for I don't know what kind of company, but they have the clearance and there's some great job. So we have all these government contractors here. It's people just take it for granted. We are the largest population between Washington, D.C., and Atlanta. We're bigger than Raleigh. So our market has all these factors. So as a result, we're booming. Now, what are some of the other variables? Well, the foreclosures are just starting. Landlords are just starting to be able to get tenants out more regularly. There's still a hassle. So I say that because that affects the supply of real estate. Then you got folks like my parents in their 80s that, they're being COVID cash. COVID, it's like a roller coaster. Because 1 week it's getting better, it's getting worse. So you're going to have some people that you can't blame them. They got pre-existing conditions. They don't want to get sick. And a shout out to my buddy Pat. You're in my prayers. You and his wife is on respirator right now. So love you, man. I'm praying for you and your wife, man. So that's been on my heart. So I'll let the world know. Pray for my buddy Pat. I won't say his last name, but he's going through it right now. And his wife just ran a 5K. So the odds are good for most people, but you never know who's going to be victimized by this nasty flu, I call it. But so we have now, and that's the supply. We have a shortage of properties. Supply and demand drives prices up. Now, what's causing demand? What they call FOMO, fear of missing out.
That's right.
Jamie's house went up $20,000. Honey, we better buy before it's too late. While the rates are low, right? Panic buying. And then, and then some people just need to buy it. There's the influx of people coming and going. More people are coming here to retire. The military's always got a turnover. And then think about it. How many of your friends are taking the regular vacations, the 7-10-day vacations where they spend $5,000 to $10,000? Nobody, for the most part, so the last 2 summers. So everybody who's saving for a down payment to make sure they got the money for the furniture they all have down payments. So we got all these buyers with money panicking, driving prices up. I just put a house in the market yesterday at 4 o'clock. No, 3:30, 3:45. I had a text because people have to call me directly when I list my houses. By 4:15, I had a showing.
Jeez,
I got 8, 9, 10 calls from agents for Haverhill Road. 1856 Haverhill Drive, beautiful house agents. Anyway, and I told the agents, I said, I'm going to let everybody look at it this weekend. I hope to go to contract by Monday. I got people calling with cash. It's crazy how hot the market is. And this is a fully renovated house. In the neighborhood, I looked at the houses selling. They're all selling as is. But mine is renovated, so I already know there's going to be a bidding war. So that's the state of the market. Yeah. So what's my advice to you if you have a house? Sell. What's Kramer? Sell. I wish we had that sound effect. I'm going to bring it. Sell. Sell now while the goodie. It may you never know when Wall Street's going to crumble, the one leg breaks and the whole chair comes down. Sell. Take the money and run. Don't wait until the market starts going down. Then you're as is, especially if you got an as as-is house. So sell is my advice. Still sell.
Well said. Well said. My friends, we're live here for another half hour right here on this beautiful Saturday morning right here on AM 790 WNIS. Listen live at WNIS.com and listen on the other side of the break. We'll be right back with Michael Brown and his Creative Real Estate Solutions team. Now call him directly off the air for more information and a free consultation. Call 438-3838 and stay tuned. We'll be right back.